Hello everyone, my name is Frank Trampert. I'm the Managing Director and Chief Commercial Officer for Sabre Hospitality in EMEA and APAC. And today I'm going to talk about trust and innovation and how the hospitality industry can place itself in a position of strength post-COVID-19. So there are three things very clear. The first, the travel and tourism industry is weathering the biggest economic storm it has ever faced. I've never been in a situation like this before in my entire career. Number two, the travel industry is nothing if not resilient. And number three, the hospitality sector is uniquely positioned to lead the recovery. I firmly believe that. But in order to do so, it is vital that hoteliers are planning for each stage of the recovery and that they embrace the technological solutions which have a vital role to play in enabling and accelerating the recovery of the travel industry. And that is by creating frictionless experiences for travelers and putting the trust back into travel. I want to share with you some trends that we can expect to materialize in the near future, and most importantly, how hotels can be prepared for them. The first is about signs of domestic and regional recovery. We can already see an early glimpse of demand recovery in APAC and other markets, particularly in terms of domestic travel. China is seeing a steady recovery in the domestic market, and we are seeing a similar picture for New Zealand and Vietnam, with other parts of APAC in talks about opening state and regional borders. This is a picture being borne out in other parts of the world, including Europe, with travel from Germany to Spain opening, for example, and you've heard the recent announcement about European travel, summer travel opening up, so all good news. Hotels have a key role to play in ensuring that domestic travelers feel safe to travel so that they and others are happy to spread their wings further afield once they are able to do so. This pattern of recovery means hotels will also need to have a clear strategy in place when it comes to the geographic markets that they are targeting, and will need to have a robust, intuitive, and flexible distribution strategy in place, which they can fine-tune in changing circumstances to make near, middle, and long-term strategic plans and decisions. Trend number two, putting the trust back into travel with health and safety measures. Trust will play a huge role in travel recovery globally. For travelers to feel confident, hotels and the rest of the travel ecosystem need to put in place strict health and safety measures. While travel recovers, travelers will feel safer and more confident to stay closer to home. Hotels have an opportunity to leverage this trend by applying creative health and safety measures to attract travelers who want to take a trip without traveling too far. Cleanliness and hygiene will be a major selling point. While guests have always trusted that hotels will be clean, now they will want proof. For example, they will want to know that a hotel is meeting new safety protocols set in place by governments or industry bodies. For instance, Singapore has launched the Singapore Clean Stamp, and big name hotels such as Accor have publicly launched and ramped up cleaning protocols across their properties. It's not enough to simply have health and safety measures in place. You need to make sure that potential guests know about them. Hotels can make health and safety measures part of their marketing messaging, and most recently, you can now also place these safety messages into the GDSs. Guests are also likely to prefer fewer person-to-person interactions. Hotels can think about remote or self-check-in procedures, for example, room service packages rather than restaurant dining, or an ability to change in-room cleaning frequency. Trend number three, far from the crowd destinations. There are plenty of ways that hotels can stand out from the crowd. One of these is literally being far from the crowd. Travelers are likely to be looking at more remote, less crowded destinations, which they perceive as less risky. Hotel chains with rural properties will be able to use this to their advantage. However, if your hotel is in a city or crowded area, you can still ensure that the add-on experiences you can offer mirror those guests would like in the new normal, such as in-room dining or private tours, for example. Trend number four, travel bubbles. Some countries are describing them as travel bubbles, others as corridors or bridges. But whatever their given name, the idea is that a pair of group of countries come to a reciprocal agreement to allow its residents or corporate travelers to travel. For hoteliers, this means keeping abreast of any such arrangements so that you can ensure your marketing and distribution efforts are directed at travelers who can travel now and longer term. Trend number five, flexibility. Given the way COVID-19 has impacted the industry and changed travel plans for so many, it's understandable that travelers are worried about any future uncertainty. Hoteliers can mitigate this with flexible cancellation and rebooking policies and will need to ensure that they have the right technological solutions in place to easily facilitate this. Trend number 6, personalization matters. Personalization has long been a buzzword in the hospitality industry, and rightly so. It has arguably never been more important. Many travelers will now require a new type of personalization to ensure that the right measures are in place for them so they feel comfortable to travel. Travelers also won't take travel for granted anytime soon. They will want to make the most of their next trip as soon as they can take it, and they won't want to waste a minute doing anything which isn't perfectly suited to them. Not only will a high degree of personalization improve the traveler experience, it will also ensure that RevPAR can be increased at a time when occupancy levels are very likely to be lower than historically expected. Trend number 7, loyalty. Loyalty is no longer about price or collecting points. Guests are now more likely to stay loyal to a brand they believe will keep them safe while traveling. They also want a brand that is fair to them and which offers them assurance, flexibility, personalization, and choice. Safety, transparency, and trust are key to retaining loyal customers. Trend number 8, staying visible and making plans. While it may not be possible for travelers to visit certain locations right now, they will be back. That's why it's vital to remain visible to future guests through your marketing strategy. It is also vital to remain focused on your wider business strategy. That's why Sabre recently announced moves to strategically realign our business so that we are able to better serve our customers through these times and well into the future. We remain more focused than ever on our strategic priorities, including the delivery of a full-service property management system to better serve hoteliers around the world, big and small. Our recent partnership with Accor is fundamental to this success. Not only because Accor has embarked on a journey with us to replace their proprietary central reservation system called TARS with Synexis, but even more so with Accor as a subject matter expert on hotel operations, we will build a best-in-class, fully unified, cloud-native CRPM platform designed for hoteliers of all property classes, sizes, and geographic regions. This will be a milestone in the global hospitality industry, for sure. This kind of technological innovation will ensure that our industry is well placed to weather the storm and to ensure the whole travel ecosystem is in the strongest position possible once the storm clouds part and the sun shines brightly on the travel and tourism industry once more. Well, thank you for listening, and I wish you great success in implementing your recovery strategies. See you soon. Bye-bye.